Angry Birds by Rovio Entertainment is one of the most popular mobile games in the world. The iconic characters, the high quality and funny sound together with the cool and lively gaming experience made the game a cultural icon that even reached the cinema screens. I decided to challenge myself and create an imaginary brief for a new character for the game. Let's start. So the first thing I start with is the mechanics of the character. I looked at the characters of Angry Birds 2 and I thought to myself that it could be nice to make a character that, after being launched, returns in a straight line towards the area from which it was launched. This special ability can do double damage to many structures in the game. Secondly, I started doing research. As a character designer who does not work directly at the game company Rovio, the research I did also included researching the current characters in the game. I wanted to understand what are the colors of the characters in the game, what is special about each character, and how can the new character fit in visually. At the same time, I did research on the mechanics and the type of bird that could fit these mechanics. All this brought me back to the biblical story of Noah and the dove, which returned with an olive leaf. So I decided that a dove could represent this character, which also returns to the place from which it was launched. After the research, I started working on sketches for the bird. In fact, this is a very important step where we have to create as many options as possible in as little time as possible. The ideal sketch does not need to be perfect but should show the basis of the final appearance of the illustration. As a designer and illustrator, I often encounter professionals who do not know where to invest their efforts at work. I can testify that I was like that too at the beginning of my career. In my opinion, a correct process is one that also contains checkpoints, where I share the work with other people involved in the process to get feedback. At checkpoints, I don't want to share the final design, only a temporary and simple design that I made in as little time as possible. It's much easier to talk about things when you have a sketch in front of your eyes, and it's much easier to change things if necessary when not much effort has been put into it. For this challenge, I created only 3 sketches. Of course, in orderly process in most gaming companies, there are a lot of people involved in each edition of a character, and as a result, of course, there will also be a larger number of sketches and assets than what I did here. Each sketch consists of completely different elements. For example, the shape of the body, the size and position of the eyes, the shape of the tail, the beak, and more. I want to make one sketch that combines some elements from all the sketches I've done, and then I'll edit it a bit to make it easier to work on later. I wanted to give the character a personality a little different from the other characters in the game. In normal mode, the dove's visibility seems a little less intelligent than the rest, but as soon as it is launched and moves away from the launch site, it returns to the place from which it was launched very fast and in a kind of madness and over-motivation. I like working in Adobe Photoshop to create sketches for the illustrations I make. Photoshop's tools are very diverse and allow great freedom of action for the illustrator. If I want to render the work more, I do so with the software's brushes, but in this case, because it is a vector illustration style, I will transfer the sketch I made to Illustrator. In Illustrator, I will work on several different layers to separate the sketch from the other vectors. With the help of the pen tool, I go over the line of the sketch. And of course, if I feel I can improve the visibility of the result, I do so. When I look at the other characters in Angry Birds 2, I see black outlines that surround the character's body, eyes, and beak. There is a combination of elements without an outline. For example, the color changes in the body of the bird or the tail. In addition, there are very subtle shadings in the white area of the eyes and on the body of the bird. I chose colors that would differentiate our dove from the other characters in the game and help her to be unique. In general, during the artwork, I try to be careful about a few things to differentiate the character I designed from the rest: its color, its shape or silhouette, and if possible also its relative size. We are really close to the end of the video, and I just want to mention that our channel, Game of Arts, is right at the beginning. If you want to support us, share the video with friends, click like, and subscribe. That's it. Thank you for sticking with me so far. See you in the next video.